All right, Shalom. First, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. There's just a quick article here, which is a very interesting article, okay, from ZeroHedge.com. And it says RoboCop is here. New smart police helmet scans for COVID-19 and uses facial recognition. Okay. and we just keep getting closer and closer to that as they call it dystopian future. All right, as a matter of fact, let's type that word in, dystopian. All right, and it says here, relating to or denoting an imagined state or society where there is great suffering or injustice. Okay, and usually what you'll see, they'll show in a movie something like this. You know, find the picture right here. Where everything is all technologicalized, if that's a word. All right, and it's dark and there's eyes everywhere. Okay, you can't hide. They got the robo cops, and ultimately with that police state, they want to have complete and total surveillance. They want to be omnipresent. All right, omnipresent with what their cameras, their technology. All right, because that's how Esau Edom, all right, wants to play the role of God by using his technology. So let's read a little bit about this man, and hey, day by day you're starting to see, okay, how bad they're really gonna come down on you people, man. When it tells you in Revelation 12 and 12 that they're gonna come down with great wrath, it's not a joke. And literally, if you do not have divine intervention, if you do not have the Most High and His Son on your side, there's no carnal escape out of this. So it says it took 33 years, but RoboCop is now here. Well, not exactly, but the rise of the police state fueled by advancements in technology have given birth to a heads-up display equipped helmet sure to please the most anxious of peace officers. It's called a smart helmet, and with it, Slovakia, smart helmet, and it can screen airport passengers for the COVID-19 virus, as well as provide the scanning officer with other vital records. Okay? Now, with something like this, yeah, it's a helmet. They could make it into just goggles or however they want to do it. But on them shades, all right, basically show you, this person's medical history. All right, don't just because we're reading something in the article, don't limit it to that. All right, they can pull up everything on you, man. Okay, now if they're quote unquote successful with this in the airports, you think that's the only place they're gonna keep it there? You think they're only gonna use it in the airports? Hell no. All right, they're gonna use it in their day-to-day lives. Here it is, you walking down the street, and a police officer is just staring at you. All right, and not knowing that he's pulling up everything on you, man. All right. Oh, this is something, man. This is something, all right. So it says, public officials in Flint, Michigan, cannot provide clean drinking water to their residents, but travelers to Bishop International Airport can get a glimpse of the new RoboCop helmets where they're currently deployed. All right, now if this can pull up, let's just say this can pull up your medical record, they'll be able to tell if you've been vaccinated or not. They'll look at you and then, because it has facial recognition, so it'll pop up in the database and pull up all your records. And if they don't see that you've been vaccinated, well, you're gonna be in a certain position. So it says, under the guise of screening passengers for COVID-19, the smart helmet produced by KeyBiz, based in Italy, can scan travelers' body temperatures from over 20 feet away. But the smart helmet is not limited to temperature body scans, which any laser-guided thermometer can do. Not in the slightest. Facial recognition software is installed, which can provide the police officer with information related to outstanding warrants. If an individual is identified on a terror watch list or a no-fly list and can read license plates for outstanding warrants, stolen vehicle information, criminal histories, etc. It says even if you are completely innocent, you will be subject to these scans. So just by looking at you alone, they can pull up your record. Is there a warrant out for you? Okay, what are you a part of? Are you listed in under any any threat lists? They pull all that on you, man. And you don't even know. They don't have to come and ask you anything. They can come up to you. And I saw a clip from this, and I forgot what movie it was, but I think it had Tom Cruise playing one of the characters, where they can arrest you before you do anything, because basically in that technological world, they can see the future, so they can see if you're based on algorithms, so on and so forth. If you are likely to commit a crime, they'll just arrest you before you do it. Call it being proactive. All right, so here it is. They can just look at you, and they don't have to come and ask you for anything. They can just come and put cuffs on you. Why? Because by looking at you and scanning you, they've seen your records already. Okay. It says temperature scans can be done at a distance of 21 feet or less. The helmets have already been. So let's say they come into your house. Now, you don't think this is going to have what do they call that? Infrared vision? All right. So who's to say that they can't look through walls? Don't underestimate their technology, man. Okay. They can come into your house and search for you, and they got these helmets on, and they're all they're doing is standing there looking left and right, and they can already scan. Okay, there's one hiding under the bed, there's one in the closet, there's one in the bathroom. Okay, it looks like they're holding an object. Oh man, they gonna come down, man. They're gonna, and this is why we are gonna need that divine standard that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is gonna lift up, because look at the fight that's coming, man. Look at the flood. Okay, when you look at the kind of standard the Lord lifted up in the past, all right, it was always a balance. It was based on the opposition that was coming against our people. Okay, now the opposition that we're going to be faced against is going to be extremely great in this day and age. So we're going to need that an extremely great standard. All right. Now it says the helmets have already been deployed in Italy and elsewhere around the world. So this isn't something new. Just because now they're bringing it to Michigan doesn't mean it's something new. It's just Michigan. You could just say we're late to the game. It says Michigan's ABC 12 reports if someone's temperature is in excess of 100.4 degrees, more investigation into the traveler's health will be conducted to determine if the passenger is too sick to travel. All right, and then comes the next questions, the follow-up questions. Have you been in contact with anybody? Who's the da da da? Who do you live with? Or what? We need to find out, because you might potentially, you know, that investigation. They start getting into your business just based off of your temperature. See, it's different if they have the little temperature gun, because you can just say, all right, nah, I'm not trying to get my temperature taken. But this one, you don't get to consent onto it. They just got to look at you. So it says anyone who isn't a passenger who registers a temperature above 104 degrees will be asked to leave. Oh, sorry, 100.4 degrees will be asked to leave the terminal building after police conduct some limited coronavirus contact tracing to find out what areas of the building may have been exposed. Would you look at that? Do you honestly think that if they scanned you, let's say you're not a passenger, and they scanned you in an airport or a terminal building, and your temperature is above 100 degrees, you think they're just gonna tell you, oh, you can just leave? Hell no. You're basically just fell prey to them. It says, well, we at the TP have warned our readers for quite some time. The COVID-19 pandemic would be used as an onus for a greater invasion of privacy. Yeah, and we've been warning you about that as well. Some of us here at TP are old enough to remember when boarding a plane was as simple as buying a ticket and getting aboard. Fast forward nearly 20 years, and there are quite a few things which happen the minute your ticket is purchased. And being that he said what? Fast forward 20 years to get a quick precept. This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book. All right, and what book is that? The sayings in the scriptures. That's why you have certain dark sayings, and ultimately, when you read in Revelation the 5th chapter, it says that what the Yahushai had to come and die. All right, be that sacrificial lamb for the book. All right, which was sealed for the seals to be loosed. Okay, that's why when you read it tells you that the apostle John was weeping because he saw that there was no man to open the seals of the book. Okay, but the angel told him, "Don't weep, because what the Lion of the tribe of Judah, which is Yahushai, has prevailed and opened the seals of the book." That's how we have the understanding that we have today. Okay, so what did the Lord tell Daniel? That what? Shut up the words and seal the book even to the time of the end. So we're in the time of the end. That's why the books are open. Okay, the books are not sealed anymore. It says, to the time of the end, many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Okay, and yes, you have knowledge in many different aspects that have been increased, but one sector which has been increased greatly is the technology. All right, the technological sector. All right, you look at the technology today; it's insane compared to what was there back then. Okay, and we're going even and really what you see happening as these elites, permit these companies to bring out more and more of their technology, they're not just inventing these things. No, they've had them for years. They've experimented, they've done all these different things with them. To the public, it seems new, but to these real deep organizations, they've already had them. They're just now releasing it to you. Okay? I believe they said they have certain technology 50 years ahead. Okay, so you might have an iPhone that just came out. You thinking, oh, it's a new iPhone. Man, that joint they had that years ago. Okay, it says first your name, um, age, and date of birth are checked to see if you've been added to a terror watch list, a no-fly list, or otherwise. Then, when you're clear to travel, you must soon possess a real ID. You see that? A real ID. Hmm. You could look up ID 2020. Read about that. It says, without it, come October, you won't be able to fly. Upon arrival to the airport, your identification is scanned and further checked in databases for any flags which may arise. Have you been vaccinated? Are you a troublemaker? Do you have any records? Are you on the terror watch list? What's your temperature? Okay. So there is no escaping, well, I was dealing with this police officer here and I managed to run away and escape. The second another one sees you, everything is gonna pop up because the fact that you just got into an altercation with a law enforcement agent, if he has his helmet on and you see they have body cameras, but they're switching it to these helmets. So if he has his helmet on, he sees your face, it's registered, you're in the system. The next police officer, doesn't matter what state, what country, what county, he's gonna see you and it's gonna pop up. This dude just fled from a police officer in this area. He is on the run. Get him. How are you gonna escape that? Okay. And this makes it much, much, much easier for contact tracing. You know? Oh man. Some real sick stuff, man. It says afterward all of your pockets must be emptied, your shoes taken off, your belts, hats, and metal jewelry removed. You are placed into a sniffing device to check to see if you are carrying the scent of bomb making materials. Next, your entire body image is scanned. Later, a total stranger may pat you down and grope your private parts as you wait for all the clear signs to be given, at which time you can retrieve your belongings. But that's only if the X-ray technician doesn't think your hand sanitizer has too many ounces in its container. All right, all right. They're basically making it impossible to do anything. Okay, without permission, you cannot do anything. You don't even own yourself. You cannot live your life in peace unless you are following their guidelines and what they're promoting. You against the state, and if you're against the state, well, would you look at that? Now it says, now it seems Mr. Robocop will take your temperature against your will, search through your criminal history, and examine your facial features. All of these things will likely be cataloged in another alphabet agency's database. Exactly. All right. It says the entire invasion of privacy will fall under the auspices of fears surrounding a fairly mild pandemic, using slogans like "It's for your health and safety," and "You thought it was about keeping America safe from terrorism. Think again." It says, "This makes me long for the good old days when the only danger in flying was smelling like cigarette smoke from all the puffers aboard." All right. And hey, man, that's a good point that this individual is making, man. Okay, and it's not gonna stop here. Like we told you, the coronavirus is a Trojan horse, which is bringing in their dystopian agenda. All right, they're using the fear. All right, just like the Trojan horse deceived the people and allow the enemies to protrude their defenses. Guess what? That's exactly what this whole coronavirus is, man. And right now, what are they doing? They're preparing these people by opening things back up. Does it make sense that you are anticipating a second wave and yet you are opening gyms, you're opening schools, the precautions you were taking before, so-called mitigation measures, you're completely doing away with that. That's as if I just went to war with you, right? And the war is not finished. I'm expecting you to come back and attack my fortress, but now I'm starting to tear down my defenses. Okay, I'm telling the soldiers to take off. Don't worry about it. That does not make sense, you know? But people are not thinking. Why? Because these things have been withheld from them for so long that they're not going to think twice when it's given back to them. They're going to run right to it with pleasure, with joy, not stopping to think for a moment. Hold on, this is counterintuitive. This is counterproductive. Aren't we trying to prepare and stop a second wave from happening? But everything that caused the first wave is what you are doing now, as if you're trying to cause a second wave. Hmm. This is Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 3. It says, "Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee." Okay, now, this is a perfect example of that, man. Okay, how are you going to hide? What, you going to lie to the officer? Okay. So, hey, this just going to show you, man, that this is the kind of, future that they're bringing. And they're bringing it very, very quickly, man. Okay, that real ID, okay, that microchip, which is the mark of the beast that they're going to implement very soon. Okay, and you are headed right into it, man. Let them lock this thing back down again. All right, you can kiss any form of freedom you thought you had goodbye, which is already gone now. Okay, but they're getting ready to come down with great wrath, man. Okay, and the time is very short. Okay, so for those that are, doing what you got to do, man, just keep on doing it. All right, continue to pray, because our only escape, all right, is going to be through divine intervention. Okay, so with that, I hope this was edifying unto the elect. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.